Greetings, family. This is Dr. Kia. It is Tuesday, May the 24th, 2022, and this is my part two to my video that got cut off where I said America is Israel, America is Egypt. So somebody sent me the map. I don't know, I'm just really fortunate that I have some wonderful connections where sometimes I'll say things and people will send me the confirmation, or sometimes people will bring me things and educate me and let me know that this is what's really going on behind the scenes, or this is what they didn't tell us. So, as I said in my other video, I was taught that the so-called Black American is the true Jew, the true Israelite. And so, having been taught that, I kept the feast days that's prescribed in Leviticus 23. That would be the seventh day Sabbath, the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Pentecost, the Feast of Booths, Feast of Tabernacles. I kept Purim. I kept the 10 days of awe, the Day of Atonement. Um, all of those feasts that are prescribed in 23 and the seventh day Sabbath as being holy, and rested on the seventh day and didn't go to work on those days. I raised my children as well in a tradition. And as a matter of fact, they even fasted on the Day of Atonement for 24 hours. And many of them still do that. In fact, they've incorporated fasting in their lifestyle because we believe and know that when you give your body rest from food and from its sustenance, then you align your spirit with the ancestors and the creator. So as your carnal body decreases, your spirit and your inner man or inner being increases. And it also opens you up to see what's going on in other dimensions and to hear from the creator. So the reason why a group of Khazarian mafias people told us that these European looking people are the Jews is because they stole our inheritance, they stole our identity, and they wanted to steal our land. It's just like Esau. Was it Jacob or Esau? One of them stole the inheritance from the other. I think Jacob stole that. But anyway, whoever, y'all know the story. So they stole our inheritance and told people that they were the Jews as a means and a way to confuse us so that we wouldn't know who we are. And again, this is why people from all the nations did not want to do business with them. They understood that the people running the world were these 13 bloodlines who masqueraded as the original Jews and who enslaved the entire planet, not just the original Jews, not just the so-called black people who are the original Aboriginal, indigenous, Indian people from America. That's why we heard people, our ancestors, all our lives, every black person heard their ancestor that's from America say, we got Indian in our family. Every last one of us was told we're Cherokee, we're Choctaw, we're Senegal, we're Chesapeake. They named all these different names and told us that's who we were. We never heard that we were from Africa ever until we got to school and the school books, the Rothschild school books, the Rockefeller school books, the 13 bloodline school books told us we were from Africa. The movies, that slave movies, told us we were slaves. And when many of us really dig into our story, we will see or look into the birth certificate and death certificate of our ancestors, our great great grandparents, and our great parents. There's a area on there that will say slave or landowner, and most of ours will say farmer or landowner because we weren't slaves. We just bought into this lie. So you have these 13 bloodlines, which makes me wonder, do they have any connection to the 13 colonies that came here? I don't know. We'll dig into that. I think it was just a fraction of them, or maybe those that were mixed with the Nethinim, or the giants that came down, the sons of God that made it with the sons of men or the daughters of men. Maybe those are the people that actually enslaved the planet. But anyway, they took on our identity, took on our free Masonic rituals and rites and secret society rites, and whereby they may have been used for benevolent purposes, they bastardized them and criminalized them and made them sick and twisted, and took our scriptures and our sacred texts and twisted them so that they were now not respecting and reverencing our Creator, but they were doing heinous, nefarious things to children. It's a part of their culture. And they were going around killing up the original Jews or the original Hebrew people, and even the ones who are light skinned, the ones who are European looking. Those people, they have big noses, like I said in my last video, high cheekbones, kinky hair, even though they have light skin and look like they're European. Those Jews, actually, according to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, were the original Jew that had mixed with Europeans, so they had lighter skin. It's another way that the Khazarian Mafia, the people in power, did. They tried to purge the bloodline. They tried to purge the blackness from you. They tried to make you forget who you were when you were the original Jew, if you had darker complexion or copper color complexion. Remember the 1828 Webster's definition of American? The copper-colored people found here by Christopher Columbus, but now applied to the European. That's the 1828 original Webster's definition of American, because the people found here by Christopher Columbus were copper-colored. They looked like me, and they were even darker. And when you read the accounts of the people who came here, those people who traveled here, the Europeans that came here, or the brutish Moors or the British that came here, they told you that the people were tawny or dark or brown. They had nappy, kinky hair or hair like wool, that they wore leaves around their bodies. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima told you we came before Columbus. This is really not new information, but it's confirmation. We've been lied to so much, we didn't know what the truth was. So when you had Hitler and those people killing out the Jews, the lighter complected Jews, the ones with the big nose, with the curl, the locks, the tendrils, the reason they were doing that, according to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, is because they were trying to purge out all of the Jews. They were trying to either try to racially mix them so they can become lighter and become more Aryan, and then tell the Aryans that you are the original people, that you are the most important, that you are the template of God, that the blonde hair and the blue eyes was the template of beauty, that you are God's creation. They tried to put that in the programming and minds of the people, and if they couldn't mix you out by race, by raping you or having sex with you or interrelating with you or making love to you, however, then they just kill you. They just killed it out of you. And they did those Jews, the mixed Jews, the interracial Jews, the ones, the biracial ones. Tell them today that they really black, they'll have a fit, because they were told that they better than black folks. That's really weird, isn't it? They just killed them and stole their property and stole their land, just like they did us here in America. They lied to us and told us we were first. They told us we acknowledge you're Aboriginal, or you're original, you're AB original, AB bloodline, or you're indigenous. Then they changed the classification. Taj, you taught me. Taj Dynamite Bay on Facebook from the Moors, he taught me, and the Grand Sheik is another Taj too, that Walter Plecker changed our designation from indigenous to colored, then to Negro, then to black, and then to African American. And that is likely why James Brown came out with this song, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. But back in the day, when I was real young, my aunts and uncles were offended by the word black. They didn't like that word. They knew it meant you were dead. It means blank, bleak, void, pale, dead, servant, slave, not a landowner, not sovereign. So it was an offense to my people to be called black, because we were like, I'm Cherokee, I'm Choctaw, I'm American, I'm Blackfoot, I'm Seneca. We had all these names. We knew who we were from these tribes. So they had to pay one of their entertainers, who, they're puppeteers of the people in control, to sing this song, I'm Black and I'm Proud, say it loud, so that we can take on that identity. So that's what they did to us here. And then to the other Jews, they killed them and stole their land, stole their property. Now, some people say the Holocaust never existed. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard it's not true. That it was something that they created, they made up so that we can feel sympathy. I don't know. So if you live that and your ancestors lived it, please do not think I'm trying to belittle that experience, just like I wouldn't want anybody to belittle what my ancestors went through. But I honestly don't even think slavery happened the way we were told. I don't think we were all chattel property. I think maybe some people were, but most people weren't. I don't think all people that are classified as white are evil. I don't think their family members all had slaves. I think that's just bogus. And honestly, we're in 2022. I think it's a time for healing, and a time for love, and a time of peace, and a time to move from here forward, because truly we're all one. By now we've all mixed. We made love to each other. We've done business with each other. And all we want is to be free. Am I right? So this is just part 2 to let you know that America is Israel. America, this part, I think it's let me do it. I think this, if I do it on this side, it'll show up as the left side. But that part, California, the West Coast, Seattle, that part was considered Israel. And in my last video, I said the Middle East, but I meant the Midwest part of the United States of America is actually considered Babylon. And then the Texas, Louisiana part was considered Egypt. And so look at the map. I will put it in the community section. I said I would. You can check me out on my Facebook page at Dr. DRKIA, Dr. Kia space Pruitt, Pruitt. That's Dr. Kia Pruitt on Facebook, or on Twitter at Sister Counselor, or on what's the other, Instagram at Empress Kia Pruitt. I do have the map there and other intel. So I'm just very fortunate to be able to have this map and to see this ancient Old Testament map of America. This is exciting. We're so wonderful. We're so fortunate. This is the land of milk and honey, child. That's why everybody and their mama and their grandmama and their sister, auntie, uncle, them want to be over here, because we have it all. So again, I was told that in 1993-ish, that the United Nations declared the African American people here to be the oldest indigenous people on the planet. And that occurred around the same time that the Washita people, their Empress Verdi Asi Gaston L. Verdi Austin, Empress Verdi Asi Gaston L. Turner or Tunica Bay went before the United Nations and said, y'all stole the Louisiana Purpose and these lands from America, of America, from my people, and you created a corporation and enslaved the people on this continent, and you will pay us $85 quadrillion. She brought the allodial title, that's the original title to the land, and she said it was not a Louisiana purchase, it was a Louisiana theft, and she won her battle against the United States Corporation. And it was determined that when we return to the gold standard and our republic were to be restored, that the people here will receive compensation for our land being stolen from us. And that's not doesn't just relate to us, the original people, but we had treaties with the colonists, or I don't want to call them colonists because all the Europeans that came here were not colonists, according to my understanding or understanding. But those people, those Europeans that came here, I don't even know if the original ones were Caucasoid or if they were. Yeah, I think the brutish Moors, the ones that look like me, the black people that ruled over Europe and Spain and England at the time, they were black, because all the people on the planet were so-called black or brown. They brought their slaves here to America, and those were the Europeans that they had enslaved. They brought them here. So That's my understanding. Y'all can add to the conversation. And we actually had treaties with them. It was called, one of the treaties is called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Or is it Friendship and Peace? The Treaty of Peace and Friendship. But that was usurped when a group of the people that we now know as the deep state or the colonists or um, the cabal, the Khazarian mafia, when they enslaved the planet and they took our country and our land from us, they also usurped or did try to do away with the treaties, but the treaties are still in place. So when the republic is restored, we will return to our rightful place and order on this planet, which only makes sense. So, their time is up. Everybody that's in different people's countries, usually they have a lease, just like the so-called white farmers that were in South Africa. They had a lease because the deep state over there allowed them to come over there. Those people from other countries, the European countries, to come over there and farm the land and till the land. They weren't given, it was a contract, but their lease was up. And that's why when certain people came back on board in South Africa, the original people came back into government. They expelled them from their land because that contract was up. So we're going to find a way to all get along, to honor our treaties, and to worship our our creator, or the way in which we worship, and to respect and do business with one another, because where we go one, we go all. We've all been enslaved, and now we're all being liberated. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It's been a pleasure to share with you. I'm going to take a nap now. I hope you have a wonderful day. In fact, make it great. Make America great again. Make your life great again. Peace. One.